So, does the influx of vaccinated tourists from the US indicate that the local tourism industry is on the road to recovery? Joining me now to answer this question and more is Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa, who's the CEO of the Tourism Business Council of South Africa. Many thanks for your time this evening. I mean, these tourists arrived during the course of the past week, and you've obviously been engaging your members and other stakeholders in the tourism industry. What is it looking like in terms of a little bit of a rebound to an industry that was decimated by COVID-19?
Well, thank you for having me. It is a positive sign when the U.S. moved us from the red list to an orange list, which still gives caution to those that want to travel to South Africa from the U.S., because it says that they must reconsider traveling to South Africa. However, it is positive in a sense that we move from a no-go zone to, reconsider, which we do believe it shows that, the U.S. is looking at these matters continuously. So it is positive for us. However, the narrative that the U.S. has used on level 4 before they move us to level 3 is still the same. They are still saying that, there are dangers of COVID-19 and many other challenges like crime are still prevalent in South Africa, and therefore, people should reconsider. Although it's positive that we have moved, we still have a challenge to completely, work out this negative narrative that the U.S. is using to move to a point where we can get more tourists from the U.S. coming into South Africa. But so far, it is positive. We do hope that we move faster to a level whereby Americans can travel to South Africa without any negative narrative from the State Department in the U.S. And we've seen this with, the return as well of United Airline flight to Johannesburg and New York. And we do believe that we are moving into positive territory. There is demand, but we still have a long way to go to call it a rebound.
Right, another challenge, because you've mentioned quite a few challenges that have hampered the industry's ability to rebound in these tough times. But another big one, which is what we've been talking about significantly throughout the day, are the constant blackouts by Eskom. Not only do these affect the want for a tourist to visit the country, but also the businesses who are continuing to deal with high electricity and input costs, and yet they are not getting any of what they're paying for.
Absolutely. Look, if you look at the restaurant sector or the hospitality sector, we have a situation now that the hours have been cut. The curfew is now 11 o'clock, meaning that they have to close at 10 o'clock. Now we have a level 4 or level 2 blackout. It means that their operating hours have been reduced significantly by the hours when electricity is not there. And also it means that those that wanted to go out and enjoy a meal at a restaurant will reconsider going there because the traffic lights are not working, and therefore it's going to take them even longer, to get there. So it is problematic, the situation that we're in. Curfew on one hand, and as well as these hours that have been cut through the blackout. So it's going to have a very negative impact. If you look into the hotel industry, you will see that, now hotels have to now restart those generators to make sure that there are lights. They don't have enough money to do so because, if you look at the occupancy rate, they are lingering at around 12 to 20%. So where do we get cash to ensure that, we keep the lights on? Again, we still need to deliver on the promise that we've put out to our guests that, they can enjoy the hospitality at a hotel. So it is going to be a tough time. We're using the cash that we don't have. We are not even breaking even at the moment, let alone being able to pay the staff that we have, the salaries that they deserve. So it's going to be a tough time. The blackouts, do add into the problems that we have, and we do hope that Eskom sort out this situation. And if we need to get additional capacity from wherever we need to get it, we need to do so fast so that our industry can survive.
And that is a big problem, isn't it? Getting solutions and having government work with different stakeholders in terms of bringing renewable energy onto the scene for hoteliers or restaurant owners and the like. But your engagement with government based on these problems that you have just raised, and also engagements around creating a support system for these businesses, how are those engagements going? Has government been open to creating or expanding support avenues for businesses in the tourism industry?
Well, the support that we have, has been the one that every other business got within the tourism industry, except for some of the measures that government put together through the Department of Tourism, whereby small businesses were supported. But other than that, we have access to, the same government guarantee loan scheme and many other initiatives that are put out there by banks and other funders, within the sector. However, it needs to be noted that, whereas we have these avenues to get cash, it is mostly loans. And we don't want our businesses to be surviving on loans and to pay for things like electricity or additional generating capacity for ourselves to make sure that we operate. It doesn't go long enough. In essence, we just get deeper and deeper into debt. So it's important to note that, as much as there are these facilities, they are mostly debt. If we don't turn around the industry by ensuring that we vaccinate the staff within the tourism sector and the population at large, to make sure that the international market returns and to make sure that those conferences and events, and including sporting events, can return, it's going to be a long way for us to say that we're rebounding. And taking up loans to really plug in the hole is not the solution at this time. So we do hope that, the solutions for ESCOM, come faster and we are able to return to some level of normalcy. If we need to get whatever energy that we need to get, we're desperate for that in our sector. And we do hope that, from the health side, the vaccination and, many other things that needs to happen do happen so that we can then plan for the future. For us, we need to have a lead time of at least 6 months. To be able to talk to the tourists and our trade partners from the international markets to start reconsidering sending some of the travelers to South Africa. So it is urgent for us, and we do hope that this happen shortly.
Many thanks for those insights. I've been speaking there to Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa, who is the CEO of the Tourism Business Council. Let's take a